It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Welcome to 2K Sports, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson, sitting alongside the Big Diesel, Shaquille O'Neal, and the prop plane, Kenny Smith. Tonight, it'll be the Atlanta Hawks going up against the Denver Nuggets at Pepsi Center. Well, for Denver, they haven't competed at the level they'd like over the last week or so, just one win in 5 games. And Michael Porter, we get to watch him tonight, an exciting young talent. Shaq, he can really score in a variety of ways.
Smooth shot. You can see he's polished his game, scores on all 3 levels, also great at the line.
You know, he generates second chance points off the offensive glass. He's deadly on the catch and shoot.
And now let's send it down to Kevin Harlan as we approach tip-off.
Great analysis, Kenny.
Yep.
Live from Denver, it's the home of the Nuggets. We're broadcasting from the Pepsi Center. Welcome, everybody. Glad you decided to spend your Thursday night with us here at 2K Sports. Along with Greg Anthony, Brett Barry, and our sideline reporter, David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. You look at the Hawks. This is a team showing a better record this year over last. This was their goal, and it's coming to fruition so far.
And, you know, right now for Atlanta, they talked a lot in the preseason about how they wanted to bounce back from last year's disappointment. So far, they look to be on track to do just that.
Brent, we're already starting to hear some trade rumors out there. Is it ever too early to start making changes?
If you talk to any good GM, it's never too early to start thinking about how can I make this roster better.
Constant thought.
There are some times, though, and I think we've seen this through the years, where there might be a player that's on the roster that, whether there's a coaching change or his approach to the season, maybe it's a contract year and mentally he's not really where he needs to be, that sometimes teams examine that and think, might need to remove this now in order for us to get where we need to go. And that might be some of the reasons why, Kevin, we're hearing some names this early in the season.
Exactly. Looking at the starting 5 for the Atlanta Hawks. And it's Prince outside at the 3 with Collins down at the power forward. Young and Bazemore team up in the backcourt. And it's Len in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Now here's Bazemore. Back to Collins. Passes it to Prince. Knocks it loose. Jokic with the steal. And they're pushing it up. Here's Porter. Atlanta with the rebound. And going against Denver, their first meeting of the season.
Interconference showdown. You love to see clubs that don't play each other often go head-to-head.
Well, they'll meet twice this season tonight, the first matchup, so hard to know exactly what to expect.
They get it back. The shot's good from Nikola Jokic.
And the lid's off. They're 1 for 4 to begin this one, but that shot might just get them going.
Bazemore passes to Len. Millsap against Collins. And Young kicks to Prince. The dish to Len. Just 5 on the clock. That one good for 2.
You gotta like seeing this from Young, wanting to prove he's more than just a jump shooter.
Murray with it, and Young picks him up defensively. Murray dishes to Harris. No good on the 3.
Really just struggling here in the first few minutes. 5 attempts with only 1 falling.
Len's shot is off.
I think the defense made an impact on that play, making the shooter feel a bit uncomfortable on release.
Here's Harris. Gets that one to fall after missing his first 2. 1 for 3 from the field.
Yeah, you're going to have to guard Gary Harris from the mid-range there.
And Young kicks to Prince. That's tipped. Young against Murray. Young finds Len. Over Jokic. Len, good.
Well, you can contest his shot, but he's so big he can use that length just to score over the top of most every defender.
Murray against Young. Harris outside. The Nuggets need to get a shot off here from 20 feet out and all around the rim that time before dropping in.
That was all about the unselfishness on display there from Harris. Great job, him passing the ball.
And now we'll go to David Aldridge, who had a chance to talk with Coach Mike Malone.
Kevin, he said he doesn't want his guys to just take what the defense gives them. He told me, tonight we may need to push the action to score. I told the team to be aggressive and force defenders to make great plays or foul you. No sitting back in this one. Sounds like this could be a fun one tonight, Kevin. Back to you.
Okay, thanks, D.A. And guys, what do you make of David's report putting a premium on offense right away?
I think it's a good plan, as long as it doesn't come at the expense of their defense. They can't ignore that part of the game.
Well, I love the fact that there's no player ever in the history of this league that gets excited about a coach who talks about, we're really going to change up our defense and make sure that that's a priority. Guys are always excited about the O.
And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. That one on Porter.
John Collins is a very athletic big man out of Wake Forest. He wasn't thought to be a very impactful rookie, but I think Mike Budenholzer timed it well as he got more minutes late in the year. And with that burst and length, he can be scary when he gets on his way to the rim.
And the free throw is good, now leading by one. For Collins, Brent, he knows that he has a lot of growth in his game, wants to focus on working hard to improve.
Well, maybe his background will help him out. Grew up in a military household, and hard work seems to be second nature to what it is that he does. Many surprised on draft day when he dropped to 19th overall, even John Collins himself, but making up for lost time here. Interesting, Kevin, I got drafted by the Nuggets, never played there. They drafted me 15th overall back in the 1995 draft and then shipped me out. I would have been a much better skier, by the way.
Now here's Murray. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against Houston.
And it was an unselfish night for him as well. He got plenty of assists to go along with all those points.
The Hawks working the ball around. And it's Len. That time on the assist by Prince. And Brent, I'm thinking back to that trade. The Nuggets were moving up to select Antonio McDyess.
Yep, McDyess went number 2 overall and obviously went on to have a pretty stellar career. And Rodney Rogers and I went to Los Angeles, where I got a lot of early minutes in my rookie campaign. So interesting trade on draft night.
The defensive reaction time, it was just immediate on that one.
And sometimes the most important part of that is the angle that the defender chooses. That time he chose wisely.
Now Porter after the missed three from Trae Young. And that one good. Porter's got his first 2 points.
Well, you know, Porter can expect this. Defenses are going to try to be physical with him, try to get in his head.
And Young kicks to Collins. No good with the triple. Nuggets trail. On the way, Harris. He dishes it to Millsap. 6 on the shot clock. Out to the wing. Here's Murray. From down in the low post, it goes. And that makes it a tie ball game.
Murray, not much fear there as he gets amongst the trees, looking in control down low.
Murray against Young. Collins kicks to Prince. Over Porter. Bank shot. No good. It's tipped and stolen by Prince. Land against Jokic. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. Even after a number of years in this league, Len still feels like a developmental project.
Well, out of the 5 positions, centers seem to be not only the latest guys to develop, but also with the way the game is going, you wonder what their position is in today's game. You look at Marcus Gasol, he didn't become elite until he turned about 30 years old. Hassan Whiteside, DeAndre Jordan, it takes some time, Kevin.
And he can't get the first one.
Well, and 7'1", the Ukrainian big Alex Len is so solid. Still a lot of time to reach his potential, and hopefully he finds a way to do that.
The Nuggets making a switch here. Thomas is checked in. Then for the Hawks, Wayne Dedmon comes in for John Collins. And it's Jeremy Lin in for Kent Bazemore. Good on the second free throw. Brent, we're seeing shorter training camps. I don't know if it adds to injuries or takes away from injuries with fresher bodies. What do you think about that whole philosophy?
I believe that the shorter training camp did lead itself and lend itself to more injuries last year. And one of the things that I'm concerned with, Kevin, just on a physiological level for players, is that what they are doing to prepare themselves for the season as an individual player, working on your weaknesses and doing those sort of things, is not the same as getting into training camp and preparing yourself for your stamina, your endurance, and your wind. And I wonder if there will be some moves in the next couple seasons about trying to get off the individual training and get back to more of the endurance stamina training, so that these little injuries are just not part of a season in the future.
Catching up on the changes for Denver. Mason Plumlee's checked in for Millsap. Lyle comes in for Porter. And it's Will Barton in for Jamal Murray. Now here's Barton. 14 points from him the last game against Houston. And that one's good. Jokic.
I swear Jokic is out there playing with the watch on because of the timing aspect of his game.
Anderson against Wyatt.
Oh, such a beautiful pass to set that one up.
Yeah, the pass might have been pretty, but the finish was angry. And that unleashed chaos replay presented by Under Armour. Hover Havoc, giving us a chance to relive that exciting play. It's good. Jokic has got his 3rd bucket of the night.
The mindset right now is pretty strong. Superb at staying aggressive, and right now stringing some plays together.
The pass to Carter. Yes! And a nice assist from Lin.
And really, Lin has a terrific feel for this offense. Just seems to know whenever one of his guys is open.
Thomas against Lin. Thomas gets the bucket. Thomas got his first points of the game.
And they've scored several times already here in the first quarter on the inside.
Lin looking it over. Spellman. And the 3 ball is good. He's got 5.
Not too much respect shown to him by the defenders.
Carter against Barton. Dedmon with the block.
Well, Dedmon's reach is a huge advantage there to help him tally some more block shots.
Poked away. Jokic with the steal. To the paint. Here's Plumlee. And it's slammed in by Plumlee.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
Well, terrific anticipation, using the hands. How are you not protecting the basketball in that situation?
Juan Hernangomez, he's checked in for Denver.
One shot.
The free throw off from Plumlee. The 6'11" Mason Plumlee out of Duke, Greg. He's got a live body.
Very athletic, Kevin. And his mobility enables him to defend smaller players on the perimeter. Offensively, he is a threat to finish at the rim.
And so it's Barton bringing it up for the Nuggets. They trail by 1. Outside Thomas. The rebound by Anderson.
I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range.
Carter against Barton. To the inside. It's stolen by Hernan Gomez. Thomas inside. Defended by Lynn. Hernan Gomez kicks to Lyles. There's Thomas with the three. Buries the long-range jumper. Thomas got 5 now. Guys, no one team gaining control early on.
Yeah, and you look at the lead changes, 6 already.
Lyles against Land. Shoots over Lyles. Tried to bank it in, but he misses.
The defensive reaction time, it was just immediate on that one.
And sometimes the most important part of that is the angle that the defender chooses. That time, he chose wisely.
Anderson can't get it to go.
You know what? His finishing ability, not really at the level that you would expect from a pro, but he's going to have to start playing with more force.
You know, at least get a hand up. It's not too much to ask from a coaching staff. Just not intimidating defense at all on that possession.
Now here's Lynn. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against the Warriors in Oakland. 1:15 left in the first. Here's Hernan Gomez. He kicks it to Thomas. 6 to shoot. This one for 3. It's in. That's his 3rd field goal of the game. He's 3 for 5.
Defensively, they just look out of sync, not closing out on the threes in time.
Carter, the pass to Anderson. Over Hernan Gomez. Spellman, can they get it? Misses the layup. He had him with that pump fake. The Nuggets leading by 8. Here's Thomas. There's the basket and make it a double-digit lead. 10 points for him.
Such astounding shooting right now from him. He is untouchable from the perimeter. What a performance.
Lynn kicks to Anderson. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Pass to Carter. Shoots over Lyles. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Barton. There's 18 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Carter against Barton. Carter with the bucket.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
To the inside, and it's slammed in by Plumlee.
Combine the fluid movement and the explosiveness, and Plumlee brings it down.
Isaiah Thomas, he's feeling it tonight and has been the driving force for the Denver Nuggets. He was a true standout at the offensive end, both with his scoring and his passing. We'll return shortly. You may not remember Vince Carter traded on draft night for his college teammate Antoine Jamison, but he talked about that crazy exchange.
So as I'm sitting back there, he's like, there's been a trade, you know, Toronto Raptors and Golden State make a trade for Antoine James and Vince Carter right there. So our families are sitting right next to each other. So they're fixing the hat, and all of a sudden it's like, all right, here's your hat. All right, give us that hat. Move forward. So it was just the weirdest thing.
The 5th and 6th picks in the draft, both of them went on to great careers.
And draft day trades happen all the time, but being traded for your college teammate, pick apart, that's pretty unique.
And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter of action so far. And the Nuggets, guys, what jumps out to you numbers-wise?
I mean, you saw it. That barrage of threes has them grooving here after 1.
Well, they found a little bit of space out there on the perimeter, and they have a shared confidence right now. That tends to breed some success for this team.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, as the second quarter gets going. So out there for the Nuggets right now, Thomas and Barton are their backcourt. Trey Lyles out there with Plumlee, and it's Hernan Gomez in at the 3 slot. Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Well, guys, Paul Millsap is an all-star forward whose dedication to the game is reflected in his year-to-year improvement. He said, the drive to the gym is where I find my peace, getting my mind prepared. I come with the mindset of getting better. It's gotten me this far. Kevin?
He is a true professional. David, thank you. On defense, the Hawks. 6-point game. Good. And 12 points for Isaiah Thomas. A new head coach, Lloyd Pierce, is looking to bring a defensive approach to the Atlanta Hawks.
Yeah, Pierce has the resume you would want from a defensive coach. He came up in those teams in Memphis during the grit and grind time and learned some defensive techniques from Brett Brown in Philadelphia. Helped them last year on the defensive end to be a much stingier defense in the league.
And here we go. Fast break. Lynn's got it. Here's Carter. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. And where the shots been coming from tonight? Here's a look broken down by paint, mid-range, and 3-point shot attempts so far for the Hawks.
And you can see how important those inside baskets are. This is a team that loves to work the ball inside, whether the entry pass or off of a drive. They like to feed on those high percentage looks.
And that one falls for Carter. Aside from one recent year, we've seen plenty of coaching changes. When teams come up short, do you think that position maybe gets too much blame?
Probably, and coaches know that's exactly what they're in store for once they sign a contract
and
to coach
that
a team.
kind of money.
Yeah, all of a sudden they know that what happens on the floor, the end result is going to be whether or not I coach this team the next year and the year after and the year after. Interesting cycle of things that happens, though, Kevin, is when changes are made in a front office around the league. Sometimes the managers want to put in a coach where they feel either a little bit more comfortable with or a style of basketball that they're more comfortable with. And sometimes the success on the floor for the coach has no bearing on whether or not he's going to keep his job.
Right.
Because management would like to see a different product out there. So they become a victim sometimes of upper management movement and sometimes are removed from being the head coach.
Good thoughts.
And he's got such a great touch and feel around the basket. He made that reverse look easy.
Thomas against Young. Left side, Harris. Shoots. And that one goes long. The Hawks trail by 7. Bazemore passes to Dedmon. Kicks it to Collins. Vince Carter on the wing. Shoots over Barton. And it's Carter missing. Denver's gone 1 of 2 on 3-pointers here in the second quarter so far. Outside for Thomas. And again, Denver with the triple.
And the defense looking at him like a Rubik's Cube. They cannot figure him out. He continues to light him up from the field. More importantly, they're winning.
Now, here is Young. 35 points for him last game against Golden State.
Well, the thing he did most was fluster the defense. I really liked how he showed no fear and constantly attacked the lane and drew contact, which in turn got him the free throws.
And have to defend better in the paint. They just let him set up way too deep.
Well, he's going to punish you down there if you're not more physical than he is, and look for them to go right back to that play.
And there's the foul. It's on Dwayne Dedmon. That's foul number 2 for him. And the Nuggets with some changes. Paul Millsap's checked in for Plumlee. Porter comes in for Barton. And it's Jamal Murray in for Isaiah Thomas. Atlanta also making some changes here. Alex Len's checked in for Dwayne Dedmon. And it's Prince in for Vince Carter. And now the first timeout called here for the Hawks. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of the Warriors.
And they couldn't get stops when they needed to. The opposition just too comfortable shooting the basketball.
And it's not that you have to take chances, but you got to step up your effort and try to get disruptive. They never did that. And on the road, that's a recipe for disaster.
Now, here is Young. A dependable source of points for his team, averages just under 24 points a game. That one goes. Count it.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Harris dishes to Millsap. Porter kicks to Murray. Pass to Millsap from past the arc. That one misses. And Atlanta will go the other way with it. Following this game, they'll hit the road to challenge the Pacers at Pacers Arena in Indianapolis. That's game 4 of 4 out on the road for them.
Well, the best part of this Hawks team now is their youth. And with youth comes a ton of potential, a ton of room for this team to grow together, both the new coaching staff and the new guys to the league. And they have some cap flexibility, some other things that they can do to get creative around this youthful and exuberant roster.
Jokic has checked in for Juan Hernan-Gomez. Harris finds Jokic. And there's the foul. And it's on Taurean Prince. That is his first foul of the game. On defense, Atlanta. They trail by 7. Millsap.
Well, Len has just gotten better. The more time he gets on the floor at understanding the space that he can cover as a big.
Collins, good. Collins has got 4 points now in the quarter. And Brent with the Hawks having the picks they had in the draft helps as well.
Well, you bring that much talent in, that's always a good thing because talent is going to trump anything else. You add that to the rookies, John Collins, who was good last year, and the development of Taurean Prince. It seems like the core is going to be in place. It's just a team that over the next 2 or 3 seasons is going to have to learn what it takes to compete night in and night out.
Now here's Porter. He gives his team some nice contributions, averaging a bit over 10 points a game. And finished off by Porter.
And he's got a great balance of knowing when to slash inside. Porter needs to keep being this aggressive on the drive.
Murray against Young. In the corner, Bazemore with it. It's good for his second make. He's made 2 of 3 so far.
Yeah, Bazemore does a good job of not getting thrown off balance there. Keeps his focus even after getting hit.
Collins against Jokic. Deep 2 from Murray. That's in, coming off the assist from Jokic. 6 points for Jamal Murray. And here's Young. He'll bring it up for Atlanta. 7-point differential. Porter with the steal. And Porter pushing it up. No one back to stop him. And finished off by Porter.
A high-level athlete with great run and jump ability. Porter finishes well in transition.
Shots good from Young. Denver leading by 7. Murray the pass to Harris. Millsap dishes to Harris. Murray with it, and Young picks him up defensively. 6 to shoot. Murray kicks to Porter, and there's the feed to Millsap. Makes it off the glass. Millsap's got his first bucket of the night.
Hey, look over the defense. You find an opportunity inside the lane. That's good work by Paul Millsap.
Young taking his time here. He feeds it to Land. Collins wide open. He fires. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Collins has got 7 points for the quarter. Denver's gone 2 of 4 from 3-point range so far in the second quarter. Knocked away. Millsap kicks to Porter. Bounce pass from Millsap. Here's Jokic. And yep, finally drops after rolling around the rim. Jokic has got 9.
Nice looking mid-ranger there from Jokic. Money in the bank from that spot.
Young against Murray. And out of bounds as the Nuggets gain possession. And getting into the second part of November here, a quick glance at the power rankings. Let's see how everyone started out. Taking a look at Oklahoma City. They're gaining on some of the teams above them, trying hard to crack into that top 5.
And I think for the Hawks, they're moving in the wrong direction. The good news, though, it's still early in the season. A lot of games left to be played. Plenty of time to turn things around. No doubt disappointed with that one. He'd love to have that one back.
Yeah, I'd put that play on repeat. The setup was perfect. Just need a better result next time.
And started hot, and he's only gotten hotter.
Here's Harris. Last game he had 13. Lynn.
Well, putting the wingspan to great use, Lynn throws that one away.
And this quarter, he has clearly been off the mark.
That's where I like the shot selection. The defense cannot afford to give up wide open shots. And they dodged the bullet there.
Lyles checked in for Paul Millsap. Then for the Hawks, Justin Anderson comes in for Taurean Prince. And it's Jeremy Lin in for Kent Bazemore.
Well, with Jokic, even the organization admits when they drafted him, they did not envision this kind of production. I mean, really has been off the charts. You think about the trade that they made to clear the way for Jokic to be the defined center and what he's done with that. This team has been off to the races offensively with the way he handles the point center position.
Now here's Porter after Jeremy Lin's miss. Here's Harris. Misses for the 5th time this game. Mark him at 1 for 6. Lin with it, picked up by Harris. A nice shot by Lin.
Just wonderful form on the J from Lin, dropping it in the face of the D.
Murray, the pass to Jokic. It's Porter atop the key. There's the 3. Rebound, Atlanta. To the middle, Porter with the steal. And pushing it up, here's Denver. Harris has got the ball. Young trying to break free, and Harris gets it to go on the assist from Porter.
And Harris runs the break perfectly there and makes the right decision to boot.
Atlanta calls timeout. And Greg, with Michael Porter combining the length, athleticism, and scoring ability, he's a rare prospect.
I mean, in high school, he was the #1 prospect on a lot of people's lists. Had the back injury in his only year of college, but everyone knew what he could do when given the chance.
And the Nuggets making a change here. Thomas is checked in, and a change for the Hawks. Dedmon's checked in. The Hawks trail by 6. Outside, Lin. Dishes to Dedmon. Back to Lin. With his first shot attempt, and he gets it to go, hitting off the back of the rim.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agendas.
Now Lyles. He's still scoreless so far in this one, and that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul.
And it's been a tough past season and a half for Isaiah Thomas. Traded from Boston to Cleveland and then once again traded to the Lakers. Rare to see a guy get traded twice in a season following an MVP caliber performance like he had back in 2017.
Plumlee is checked in for the Nuggets. Martin comes in for Jamal Murray. And it takes a certain team for Thomas to fit in with well. Wasn't the case, though, with the Cavs.
Yeah, Thomas is a point guard, not a pass guard. He's a guy that's going to look to score more than anything else. And it didn't quite work with the Cavs, but you put him in an up-tempo offense, that young man can flourish. Still young enough and is with a team more suited, I think, for his skills now. I bet he has a big bounce back year.
Stolen by Anderson. And a wide open look for Lin. And a kind roll that time off the rim as that one falls. And now just a 1-point Nugget lead. Denver's gone 6 of 11 when they've taken the 3-point shot tonight. Very respectable. Thomas kicks to Plumlee. That's in, and he's now 3 for 3 and looking sharp.
Having filled out his frame since first entering the league, Plumlee can now bully his way sometimes inside and make contested shots.
There's Lin with the 3. And Jokic with the rebound. Jokic has got 9 rebounds in the game, getting it done. They get it back. And the foul on Will Barton. That is his first foul of the game. Juan Hernangomez, he's checked in for the Nuggets. The Hawks trail by 3. And here's Young. He has 7. Up top, Dedmon. Right side, Lin, 13 feet away. And the basket is good. Lynn's got 8 points.
You know, Dedmon's not going to get a lot of possessions like that, but makes a very good decision. Finds an open teammate.
Thomas against Young. Right side, Thomas. Passes it to Hernan Gomez. That's good. And it's Thomas picking up the assist. Thomas got his 5th assist in this one.
And that's his 2nd in this quarter, guys. He's made 3 so far this game and is showing no signs of slowing down.
Now, here's Dedmon. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against the Warriors in Oakland.
And he also controlled the backboard as well. I mean, he really did a terrific job.
And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
Yeah, you have to admire the aggressiveness of Lynn, constantly looking to draw the foul on his shot.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
Gotta admire what he's been able to do at the free throw line this season. How about over 90%?
Both free throws good from Lynn.
Well, he talks so much about rhythm from the field. How about a rhythm from the free throw line? That looks good.
Lynn against Thomas. And there's the rebound by Dedmon.
Whoops. Got caught in between moves there on his way to the rack.
They now take the lead. 9 points for Vince Carter. Guys, what a tight start to the game this has been.
And it's still in the first half. This could be a wild one.
And we'll be back with you shortly.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody, welcome back from the first half. Been a dandy so far. A dandy. You like that word, Kenny?
You know
it's
what?
a dandy.
My third-grade teacher used to say that all the time.
That you're a dandy.
He said, this is a dandy of a class.
It is. And this is a dandy of a show. Ernie Johnson, Kenny the Jet, Shaquille O'Neal.
So what's a dandelion?
Well, basically, that's what the class was.
A really cool lion.
Got it.
It was a shaky first quarter for Atlanta. The deficit for them just seemed to grow and grow, eventually reaching the 10-point mark at one stage of the period. The second quarter went a lot better for them, and they got right back where they wanted to be before the half and now hold the 1-point lead. Kenny, what was your take on Atlanta?
Well, they're doing a great job of pushing the action and getting to the foul line. They aren't just pulling up for uncontested shots. They're making the defense react to them. In transition, on the dribble, and with those quick cuts, they're in attack mode. That's dangerous. To beat them, you need to force them to play more defensively.
And you, big fella, let's get your thoughts on the Nuggets.
The three-point shot has really helped them out. I don't always like to see teams rely on the three, but when it's dropping like that, I say roll with it. They keep setting good screens, running these pick and rolls, they'll be tough to beat.
And that's a wrap for our halftime show. The third quarter just about to get started.
The Denver skyline looking absolutely gorgeous tonight as we return to the Mile High City. Second half of basketball upon us. We may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game it's been so far. We're seeing a tremendous game from Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah, scoring consistently from range. He really lit it up there in the first half.
We'll see if they keep feeding him right now until he cools down or until the defense does something to take him away from these great opportunities. No reason to go away from him.
And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half.
Really crushing the glass last season were the Nuggets, 7th overall in the league in rebounding and 2nd in offensive rebounds, which created a lot of second chance opportunities.
On the court for Atlanta. Over on the wings, it's Bazemore and Prince. Lynn out there with Collins, and it's Young in at the one spot. Jokic tries again, and the layup is good. Jokic has got 11 points.
Well, Jokic is big, Jokic is long, and he does a great job there of corralling that ball and taking advantage of his length.
Young passes to Prince. Back to Young. From deep. Atlanta gets it back. Second chance shot. Collins. Shot left block. He's 4 for 6 from the field with that miss. And there's the call on John Collins. That'll be his second foul of the game. Porter's checked in for Juan Hernangomez. On the wing, Harris. And it's out of bounds. The Nuggets able to retain possession here. And a look here at the shot chart for Thomas.
And it's really been a tremendous night. He's been efficient. He's been a major driving force in this offense. And it's no small task to try to slow him down. Once he gets rolling, like we've seen in this game so far, watch out.
And the foul on Kent Bazemore. That's his first foul. And here in the second half of play, we're just over a minute in. And plenty of contact on the shot, so 2 free throws coming up. And Atlanta gets called for the foul.
Enjoy the aggressive play from Millsap on that possession there to draw contact on the play.
And the second free throw, good.
Now you look at Paul Millsap's career and just how much has changed from being the role player in Utah and scoring around the basket to becoming part of that great run in Atlanta where he expanded his game to the three-point line. Now that scoring and that rebounding is a huge part of what they need here in Denver.
And talking Millsap, you really do know what you're going to get from him year in and year out.
Yeah, it's super consistent, and it goes beyond the stats. He plays with great passion. He's tough. He wants to win basketball games, and that desire shows up every night. The interesting thing is about Paul Millsap being a carrier for this ball club. It's a role he's still getting used to.
2 shots.
That free throw good from Len. Well, Brent, as a former dunk contest winner, I have to ask your thoughts on one of the great Hawks of all time, the terrific human highlight film, Dominique Wilkins.
Well, Dominique, one of the greatest athletes this game has ever seen, and one of the most feared dunkers, obviously, of his era. You remember a lot of the highlights with Neek coming in, flying in, and finishing off a shot that might have missed from the opposite wing and going up over the top in 2 or 3 guys. So he certainly doesn't get enough credit nationally for the type of offensive firepower that Neek provided for his beloved Atlanta Hawks for years and years.
Now, here's Jokic. 11 points in the game. There's the pass to Bazemore. From deep. Denver grabs the miss. Jokic has got 12 rebounds here tonight. Big time effort. Harris kicks to Murray. Pass to Jokic. Harris finds Porter. 6 on the shot clock. Denver passing it around. For the tie. Prince with the defensive effort.
That's 1 for their first 4 to start the second half.
The Nuggets trail by 3. Now here's Murray. He's got 6. And now here comes Young leading the break.
Yeah, and this is Young at his very best. Once he gets a few to fall, boy, watch out.
Murray kicks to Jokic. Oh, and a fast break for Atlanta. And here's Prince outside. And Jokic with the rebound. Jokic has got rebound number 13 with that last one. Right side Millsap. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. It's going to be on Trae Young. And Paul Millsap, a 4-time All-Star in Atlanta. Greg, as we know, he missed most of last season after left wrist surgery.
A big loss after just signing that mega contract with the Nuggets. I mean, he's a lot older than most of their core, but a great fit in their front court, and obviously one heck of a player.
And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time.
Paul Millsap pretty steady throughout his career from the free throw line. Struggled a bit last year. We'll see if he can stay on pace for this campaign.
Now, here is Young. He's got 13. In the corner, Bazemore with it. No good on that one. Some solid defense from Harris. The Nuggets trail by 4. And Murray, here we go. Oh, and he plucks it off the glass. Wow.
They're 1 of 5 to begin this half, guys, and they have to address this problem quickly or this could get out of hand.
Prince wide open. Atlanta again missing.
Well, it's like the defense has a bunch of matchbooks in their hands right now, playing with fire. They were fortunate that somehow he misfired on that one.
For 3, Harris. Good, and the assist goes to Murray. 7 points for Gary Harris.
Well, like that from Murray right there. When he's passing it like this, it can make him so much better and so much more open.
And the call up against Jokic. And that'll be his 3rd foul so far. Prince against Harris. Prince, the pass to Bazemore. From down in the low post, it goes. Bazemore's got his 3rd basket of the night right there. Here's Harris. 7 points in the game. Ball's knocked loose. Pass to Jokic. 6 on the shot clock. Murray kicks to Harris. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time. And now a chance to see what's coming up for the Denver Nuggets. On Saturday, they'll be facing Drew Holiday and the New Orleans Pelicans. Then on Monday, they'll be matching up against Eric Bledsoe and the Milwaukee Bucks.
And for their matchup with the Magic, on paper, you'd expect them to come away with the win, but this might be one of those trap games where they let it get away from them if they aren't focused.
Collins kicks to Len. Back to Collins. It's hauled in by the Nuggets. Murray surveying the D. For the tie. Drains it from beyond the arc. Murray's got the game tied up here for the Nuggets.
And some deep range shown there by Murray. When the D leaves him alone from there, it's pretty much going in.
Young against Murray. To the middle. Poked away. Bazemore passes to Collins. Makes the bucket. Now he's got 5 field goals. 5 for 8 in the game.
Nice job getting inside for the layup. Got the D thinking. Jump shot. Gave a little pump fake. And then off to the races.
Millsap down low. Working on Collins. Len with the block. And he recovers it. And that one's good. Millsap. Atlanta's shooting at 52% from the field. They're clicking. Young against Murray. Young finds Len. Porter pulls it in. And so it's Porter bringing it up now for the Nuggets. Murray with it. He's got 9. And they take the lead. And that's 13 points for Jokic.
Jokic did a nice job positioning himself down in the paint. Usually he's at the top of the key, but this time knew where he wanted to get the ball. Shot it on the inside and scored.
Now here's Bazemore. 6 points for him. Young. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. And for Trae Young, it's a little unfair that he's already being compared to Steph Curry.
Scouts are always going to look for comparisons. And I'm not saying Young is Curry, but many of the strengths and weaknesses are similar. The size and athleticism, the insane range, and both have that it factor.
Loose shots.
And that one falls for Young.
Just a bright, young, offensive talent. Young isn't shy about forcing the action. Takes a lot of trips to the line.
Here's what Denver's going with right now. Will Barton comes in for Porter. And it's Isaiah Thomas in for Harris. Atlanta also making some changes here. Dwayne Dedmon's checked in for Collins. Carter comes in for Taurean Prince. And it's Jeremy Lin in for Kent Bazemore. Denver's gone into the three-point range 4 times since halftime and buried 2 of them. Thomas against Young. Outside for Murray. From outside, off the mark. Young inside. He's guarded by Thomas. And Young with the basket on the assist by Carter.
It's pretty simple. I figured it out. He can't miss. Adding to the lead with ease and capitalizing on every opportunity. He can't miss.
Now here's Murray. He's got 9. From 12 feet out. That's short off the rim. The Hawks leading. Carter outside. There's the dish to Young. And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation. Here we are in November. Let's see how things are shaking out in the West early in the season. And take a look at the Warriors. A terrific position for them as they hold up that illustrious top spot. But it's a long season, as we all know. And, of course, there's the Nuggets, 7 games back.
And, you know, for the Nuggets, they've basically lived up to the expectations so far this season. And that's not really good news for their fan base because those expectations only had them on the brink of the playoffs.
Unfortunately, those expectations were right on the money. They just weren't ready to join that elite group of teams at the top of this league. And they're still in the playoff picture, and we all know anything can happen in the postseason.
Here's Len following the score by Jamal Murray. Len dishes to Lin. Lock at 6.
Well, after hitting a 3 earlier in the game, he now has 3 threes this half, guys.
The Nuggets trail by 3. Over to the left wing. Murray kicks to Jokic. It's Dedmon with the rebound. Dedmon's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Carter inside the 3-point line. Denver grabs the miss. Millsap's got 6 rebounds now in the game.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Now here's Thomas. 17 points in the game. Murray outside. Shoots over Lin. Len grabs the board. Len's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Thomas against Young. In the corner, it's Lin. Another 3 for Atlanta.
You just can't leave anyone open around Young. He's very capable of spotting his uncovered teammates.
Thomas against Young. There's another block.
A defensive stalwart so far. That's 6 blocks.
Greg protecting the rim. Love the hustle. Time called here. The Hawks decide to talk it over.
And I'll tell you, Trae Young, go big or go home. Always gives you 100%, as competitive as they come. And the young fella wants to win so badly. Sometimes that emotion really comes out.
And the Nuggets with some changes. Plumlee comes in for Jokic. And it's Juan Hernangomez in for Jamal Murray. And a switch here also for Atlanta. Anderson, he's checked in for Young. And Anderson kicks to Lin. Passes to Dedmon. Shot from 16. Paul Millsap with the rebound. And you know, Greg, it's amazing the impact Young makes, especially, of course, on the offensive end.
High-level shot maker, a threat the moment he crosses half court. Instinctive playmaker, just needs to play more within himself and avoid over-dribbling.
And that was an unleashed chaos moment indeed. What a spectacular play, sponsored by Under Armour Hover Habit. Then the pass to Carter. Back to Lin. The Hawks working the ball around. Atlanta needs to get off a shot here. And they force the shot clock violation. Great team.
Well, time and score, you just can't have a costly error right now at this point in the game, guys.
The Nuggets trail. Poked loose. Anderson finds Lynn. A baseline J. That one a tad offline to the right, but drops in for him. Lynn's got 5 points now this quarter. And here's Thomas, who brings it up for the Nuggets. 1:29 left to play in the third. And that one's good. Barton.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Atlanta's gone downtown a lot since halftime. They've missed 5 of their 9 attempts out there. Lynn kicks to Carter. Anderson with the ball. Now guarded by Barton. Anderson passes to Lynn. Here's Lynn. Yes! And a nice assist from Lynn. Lynn's got his 6th assist on the night. The Nuggets trail by 4. Thomas dishes to Millsap. Barton surveying the floor. And Plumlee kicks to Hernan Gomez. Millsap passes to Plumlee. Misses from short range. Atlanta leading by 4. Yep, it counts. And that's 11 points for Vince Carter.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
Shot and game clock separated by 5. Lynn against Thomas. To the middle, Plumlee. That one is good. He's only missed 1 shot of his 6 taken on the floor.
And so far going for more of an inside presence here in the second half, getting away from the three-point shot.
Outside, Lynn. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. It's on Isaiah Thomas.
And Lynn has really carved out a nice role for himself in our league. An effective two-way player who can score, rebound, pass, and defend.
These are his 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Loose shots.
And that one falls for Lynn, so it's both teams making substitutions here. And that one goes in. 2 from the line that time. And so it's the Atlanta Hawks with their lead standing at 6 points here at the end of the quarter. They've dictated the pace, pushed the ball at every chance, and it's paying off for them. Back right after this. And a worthy candidate tonight as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
And he sliced the D wide open with this feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
That's what great passing will do for you right there, dissecting the defense with that play.
And with 3 quarters behind us, we start the 4th quarter in what is still anybody's ball game. The Nuggets trail by 6. Thomas and Barton are their backcourt. Porter is out there with Lyles. And it's Plumlee in at the 5 spot. That's the group on the floor for Denver.
In terms of set plays, this is where Plumlee is very dangerous offensively. The old pick and roll game.
Here is Lynn. He kicks to Lynn. Prince outside. He's looking for Dedmon and finds him. 4 on the shot clock. Len, good. And the Hawks lead by 6.
Well, 7'1", 250+ pounds. He's just so good at pushing through contact, is Alex Len.
There's the pass to Lyles. Here's Thomas. Terrific assist, a nice finish. Solid play all around.
And how about the grit and determination in the post? I mean, essential qualities to have late in a close game.
Now here's Lynn. Prince outside. To the paint, Dedmon. And it's sent back by Plumlee.
Big athletic guys like Plumlee. Hard to get your shot over them before they can get their hands up.
Atlanta calls timeout.
Yeah, I mean, it's an opportunity to kind of regroup and discuss ways to maximize these possessions.
And therein lies the trick, discussing ways to be aggressive, but not committing turnovers.
And the Nuggets making a change here. Harris is checked in, and then for Atlanta, Collins checked in for Len, and it's Kent Bazemore in for Carter. It's a chance now to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Thank you, guys. I got a chance to listen in on what Lloyd Pierce was saying to the team. He told them, hey, this game is there for you, but we got to go get it. 50-50 balls, get into the basket. We have to give it all right now. Kevin?
I mean, letting that guy shoot freely from out there, he's going to destroy you from the perimeter if you do that.
And Thomas, here we go. No good that time. And Atlanta will go the other way with it. Lynn against Thomas. Lynn kicks to Collins. It's Prince on the wing. Now Collins fires from deep, and Prince is good for 3. And now an 8-point Atlanta lead.
Well, nothing much the defense could do there. Taurean Prince just too good on that possession.
Thomas down low. He's covered by Bazemore. Out to Harris. 14 feet away. He gets it in there.
And he should thank the team for those 2 points. Nobody paid much attention to him on that play.
Atlanta leading by 6. And here is Lynn. In the corner, Collins with it. Yes! And a nice assist from Lynn. Collins has got a couple of 3-pointers now in the 4th for the Hawks. Bazemore against Harris. Outside Thomas. Double team on Thomas. Now here is Harris. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. Out of bounds. Denver takes possession.
Yeah, this is where you have to sharpen up your passing. That's a careless turnover.
Jokic is checked in for Denver. And so Thomas will bring it up for the Nuggets. They trail by 9 points. Jokic inside. Dedmon's there. To the paint. Shots good by Lyles.
They're scoring boatloads of buckets. It's raining buckets from inside.
Atlanta's gotten off to a great start from 3-point range in the final quarter. They're a perfect 3 of 3. Now here's Lynn. Prince in the corner. Just 5 on the clock. Doesn't go for him. Excellent D from Thomas. On the wing, Porter. Guarded by Prince. Porter kicks to Thomas. Harris outside. Off target with his 3.
Well, he's gotten shots up, but they're not finding the rim. The squad's suffering because of it right now. A bit out of rhythm.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
Here's Thomas, and he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. And for Isaiah Thomas going into free agency, what he thought might be a big payday opportunity was, Greg, anything but that.
A few years ago, he was talking about backing up the Brinks truck. Had to take a deal to prove he can still play. Has had a tumultuous past few years, but this deal could work out for the team if he can get back to form.
The first one falls.
And one of the problems in the first half, that shoddy work at the free throw line. They needed to fix that, and they've been much improved since the break.
Denver making a switch here. Millsap's checked in. Young's checked in for the Hawks. Both free throws good from Isaiah Thomas.
And they came out of the locker room after halftime with a much more physical approach than what we saw in that first half.
Now, here is Young. Kicks it to Dedmon. Back to Young. The Nuggets trail by 5. Bounce pass Thomas. Here's Porter. And finished off by Porter.
And once Porter has some momentum behind him, boy, he just rides it to the basket. An exceptional dunker of the ball.
Now here's Bazemore. Pass to Collins. Young with the ball. Millsap covering. Young against Thomas. From deep, Prince. The Hawks again can't hit.
Yeah, even though he's been off, the team's still winning, so the hope is that he's going to get going.
And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Young. Jamal Murray, he's checked in for Thomas. So it's Denver now. Millsap kicks to Porter. In the corner, Murray with it. Can't tie it up as that one misses. Atlanta leading by 3. Here's Bazemore. Basket good.
Well, Bazemore seems to be locked in. Even when there's an aggressive defense around him, not getting rattled.
Young against Murray. Over Collins. Here's Millsap. Dedmon with the block. Bazemore with it. It's stolen by Harris. And there's the call on John Collins. That's his 4th foul of the contest.
And that's number 4. Definitely something to keep track of as we move forward.
Here's Murray. He dishes it to Millsap. Pass to Harris. Ball's knocked loose and stolen by Bazemore.
Well, overall, he has played basically flawless basketball, but that was a bad turnover.
Here's Dedmon. And that one drops. Now it's a 7-point Hawks lead.
Dedmon using his size on the inside, and the defense trying to do their best to keep him away from the basket. Not that time.
Murray the pass to Porter. Murray against Young. Trying to break that ice-cold streak. Murray, no good.
Just not sure if he ran out of energy at halftime or what, but so far just not himself in the second half.
Denver's gone 0-3 so far in the 4th quarter from long range. Here's Porter. Rebound, Atlanta. Prince has got his 8th rebound here tonight. Young in the corner. He watches it go through the hoop for his 8th make. Now 8 for 14.
They're getting on a roll inside. Their last 3 field goals have come from the paint.
Time called here. The Nuggets decide to talk it over.
I thought Prince had a phenomenal second year in the NBA last season. Asked to do a little bit more, a little more confidence in his ball handling and scoring ability. He jumped into the starting lineup, and he instantly became a key part of what they were trying to do in a very intricate offense around former coach Mike Budenholzer.
A chance now to recognize our Jordan Player of the Game, John Collins.
And he's just been crushing it from the field tonight, Kevin. Whether it's been on open looks or with the guy draped all over him, He just hadn't missed much. With his percentage in the sky-high range, they've had no choice but to make him their #1 option on every trip.
If he could only contribute like this for them every night, you can't overstate how much better it makes this team when he has a game like this, and on the road no less. Harris outside. Back to Murray. Passes it to Jokic. A floater. Rebound, Atlanta. Dedmon's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. You know, Brent, with Prince and his improvement, he just offers so much from the small forward position.
There's been growth in every portion of the Garden that has been his skill set. One of the better passers at his position. He showed that off and played much more under control last year. I think just given the minutes, he settled into what it is that he could do to be impactful in games, and did a great job with it in his 2nd year.
Now, here is Young, following the miss by Jokic. And the foul called on Paul Millsap. That's foul number 2 for him. And Bazemore kicks to Young. And stolen by Murray.
And that's a couple of very shaky possessions in a row. One turnover right after the other.
And it's out of bounds. The Nuggets able to retain possession here. Jokic finds Porter. Murray against Young. Now the pass to Porter. Clock at 6. Trying to end the drought. Good. And Harris gets the assist. Harris has got 3 assists in the game.
He can be just lethal from the perimeter. Even though he didn't get good looks in the 1st quarter, will that make right there? That can change things.
They get a hand on it. Bazemore with it. Picked up by Harris. Prince outside. Down low. And he uses the glass on the layup. And the Hawks lead by 8.
And there's a pattern starting to take shape here. They're working it inside and getting good shots from close range.
Right side Millsap. Can't connect from 13 feet out. For Atlanta, they've gone 8 of 14 from the floor here in the 4th quarter. Millsap with the steal. Young with the steal. He kicks to Collins. And he can't extend the lead to double digits.
The defensive reaction time, it was just immediate on that one.
And sometimes the most important part of that is the angle that the defender chooses. That time he chose wisely.
Isaiah Thomas is checked in for Denver. And a switch here also for Atlanta. Dwayne Dedmon's checked in for Len. Prince with it. Now Thomas defending. Bazemore passes to Young. Drops in the tray.
And they're just living beyond the arc here, really the entire 4th quarter.
Yeah, not a bad time to be ripping the nets from distance, piling up some major points here.
Now here's Thomas. Kicks it to Harris. Got a piece of it. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Bazemore. And there's a minute 45 left in the 4th. The 17-footer. The Nuggets keeping it alive. The new 24. Here's Young. To the middle. Here's Prince. And he takes that one up and powers it through.
How about Taurean Prince getting up there and slamming it down?
Here's Thomas. There's 1:17 left in the 4th quarter. Knocks it loose. Harris looking it over. 4 on the clock. And they get it. Thomas, no luck. Atlanta's gone 4-6 from beyond the arc in the fourth quarter so far.
No question as to which team gave the better effort tonight. A dominant performance and an outstanding win for the Hawks.
It didn't look like a game that was going to work out for them, but man, how things changed in a hurry.
Man, I'd say it was gutsy, Kevin, in terms of what they were able to do in that comeback. An incredible amount of fortitude when facing all of that adversity, and not just to come back, but how about to come back and win going away?
And now, for the year, this is going to take them to 7 wins.
And so they'll take the first game of the season series, a team they'll only see twice. They're certainly happy to start it off with a win.
And while there was some nice performances tonight, it definitely ended up being a solid outing for Trae Young.
He came in with a focus and brought that dominant performance to the defense all night long, controlling the pace of the game and was firing on all cylinders.
Bazemore dishes to Young. And so Atlanta takes this one by a big margin. They came in here and took care of business like they were the home team.
And Kevin, how about the mental toughness that this group showed? They were never rattled at all by the opposing fans.
It's time now to go courtside as we send you over to David Aldridge from the sideline. David, take it away.
Thank you, Kevin. With Jeremy Lin, impressive team win tonight. What were your thoughts?
I thought it was a great effort, 1 through 15. Everybody just coming out with high energy and playing team basketball.
The ball got going and it led to a big win, Jeremy. Thank you. Kevin, back to you.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that about wraps it up. For Greg Anthony, Brett Barry, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. We'll see you next time.